A couple of days ago, we got some huge Valorant news. Koi has been kicked out of VCT and there's drama involved. eBay has posted a statement furious at Riot Games for how they handled things, and in that statement many questions were raised about the reason as to why this happened. So if you got your own questions or you want to know more about this, strap in and let's analyze the situation together. So for anyone who doesn't know, Koi is a gaming organization with teams in many games like League, Valorant, Rocket League, etc. And while in other games this org has achieved some good results, in Valorant they have always been really bad. The VCT EMEA is a franchise league, which means that teams and Riot have an agreement. Orgs have to meet several criteria like fan engagement, content creation, financial investment and performance, and in return the teams get a spot in tier 1. So maybe Riot just kicked them to get a more competitive European scene. That seems reasonable, so why is everyone so upset about it? It's the manner in which they were kicked. Let's break down the video a little bit so we can understand the situation. In the first few minutes, eBay takes accountability for the bad performance that the team has had ever since joining the league. He goes as far as saying that MKOI was the worst team in the VCT EMEA league. He talks about results, the lack of content creation and the poor skin sales in 2025. Valorant has a system where people can directly support their favorite teams and players through the buying of skins. And this has been great because even if you aren't one of the biggest teams in the region, you can still get a lot of revenue if you design a great skin. This was the case for Koi. eBay claims that in 2024 the Koi skin line was 4th or 5th most sold. With his purple look and the dragon banner, I would see it in so many of my ranked games, and it was a fan favorite. This was huge considering that the team ranked last in both splits. But ultimately it was not good enough for Riot, and Koi was kicked. So one morning, eBay is minding his business, Koi gets an email about an urgent meeting, and 12 hours later, Riot announces that Koi has been kicked from VCT. No warnings, no care to try to find a solution, not even a week's or day's notice. Only 12 hours from the meeting to the announcement.
So yesterday, Riot got a meeting with Koi and said, you're kicked out of VCT and we're going to announce it publicly tomorrow. That's what they said in the meeting. Zero warnings at all year, about anything or meetings from Riot. And Riot just contacted them yesterday, said, you're out of VCT and we're announcing it tomorrow. That's it. So that's why eBay is doing this thing, because he's very upset and disappointed in Riot, asking publicly now that he has to make this all public, obviously, because the announcement's coming out today. And he's arguing basically that he has employees, he has people working in the staff, he has players on contracts, and he's not given any heads up. He's not given any warnings, he's not given any time frames to work with. He's just told you're kicked from the league and it's announced tomorrow and I'll give you more details later. That's his main problem with this. And you can see here the VCT EMEA update just came out 2 minutes ago and says Riot Games just terminated their partnership with Koi.
Absolutely ridiculous. And what's even more ridiculous is they gave no room for negotiation. eBay claims to have tried everything in his power to mend the relationship between Riot and Koi. He said he would co-stream the Valorant and League of Legends games, but Riot did not budge on their decision. In the video he jokingly says, even if the Pope would co-stream the games with him, Riot didn't care and there was nothing to be done. Now, I don't think I need to explain to you how bad this is. I mean, the players, the coaching staff, everyone involved is now out of a job. And it gets worse when you find out that in 2026 everything was supposed to change. eBay in the video says that in 2026 all the previous contracts were going to terminate and he and the management could finally build the team from scratch. Koi was already in talks with 50+ players for tryouts for the main squad, and they had even signed the coach for next year. And now everything went down the drain and there was nothing they could do to fix it. I mean, imagine the frustration. The org contacted the Riot Europe, Riot Spain, Riot USA and everyone they had in their contact list to try to rectify the decision, but ultimately it was all for naught. But that's not all, and the drama gets even juicier. In the video, Ibai takes a shot at Riot while talking about another esports organization, Gentlemates. Now you might be asking yourself, how is Gentlemates relevant to any of this? Let me explain. Gentlemates is another VCT EMEA team, but not in the same way as KOI. Gentlemates qualified to the VCT through Challengers, or the Tier 2 system. So they are not a franchise team, and this year they placed under KOI and got relegated back into Tier 2. In the video, Ibai says that maybe Riot searched for any reason to kick them out so they could bring back Gentlemates. Because to him it doesn't make sense for them to not get a warning. It doesn't even make sense for Riot to deny his proposition of co-streaming all the Valorant and League games, considering how big he is. You think Caedrel is big? This is Caedrel's most viewed stream ever. And this is Ibai's. Of course it wasn't a gaming stream, but you have to admit that denying co-streams from the biggest content creator on the platform is a little strange. Even more when you consider that Gentlemates also didn't have good results and they are a smaller org with a smaller fanbase. This is of course all speculation, but the only thing I see making sense is if a huge organization wants to come into Valorant, and Riot needed to kick someone out to make space for them. An org like FaZe Clan or Team Spirit or I don't know, but Gentlemates is probably not it. Either way, Riot completely snaked KOI and acted unbefitting their station. But there was a question that was still lingering in my mind. What about the viewership? Ibai is huge. KOI has a lot of fans, so surely the viewership would be good. I would love to present you with two beautiful graphs so we could see if the viewership for KOI games was above or below the VCT average, but unfortunately I don't subscribe to the esports charts because I'm poor. So if anyone wants to do that and post about it in the comments, I would very much appreciate it. Look, Riot fucked up, there is no question about it. They can make the changes to the league that they see fit, but these are real people with real jobs. Some of them probably have to provide for their families, and now with a 12-hour notice, have to figure out what they're gonna do to put bread on the table again. Everyone is in their right to be furious about this. I don't even want to check Twitter, but I will be checking the comment section to this video, so let me know what you think down below. Do you think that Ibai is gonna continue having teams in Riot Games esports like League of Legends and TFT after what happened? Is this gonna have further consequences, or is everyone gonna forget it in 2 months? If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. 99% of you are not subscribed. And if you do, I promise you will not regret it. I'll do my very best to make more content on esports and gaming for you guys, and I'll up the quality of my videos. So do me a favor, subscribe, hit the like button. Thank you so much for the support lately, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.